Greetings everyone, this is Luandile here, the leader and the instructor of Manikwe School. Oh, at last you folks, we made it to the very last exercise on this chapter, elementary programming. And I must say it has been quite a journey because there's a lot we've learned in a way that we no longer will be having student A, student B, and student C's solution on chapter 2. Why? Because student A and student B, they have realized their mistakes. Basically, those mistakes had to do with, those mistakes, there were two of them mainly. Mistake number 1 is 2. In fact, there were 3 of them mainly. Mistake number 1 was to not have good names for your variables, right? Mistake number 2 was to not comment one's code, right? And the last main mistake that these two students did, student A and student B, was to not properly format their output. You see, whatever your output is, it has got to be user-friendly. Otherwise, you're going to have a problem. Of course, you might not be the one having a problem, but whoever will be using your program or will be interacting with your program, we're talking user here, they are going to have a hard time interacting with it. Okay, with that being said, let's get on to the question itself. So this is the textbook we're using. In case you haven't yet found your own PDF, please do so. Not unless you don't mind me scrolling up and down. You can, of course, pause this video at any time and check it out and check these exercises out before I attempt them. You can simply pause the video and go through them yourself without having to get a copy of a PDF. And once I'm done, once you're done attempting them yourself, you then continue. You resume the video so that you'll see what is it I did. Okay, this is the exercise we're using, and let's jump on to the question. Here's the question. The very last question on this exercise, on this chapter, So what we're required to do, it's a cost of driving problem. We gotta write a program that prompts the user to enter the distance to drive. Okay, the fuel efficiency of the car is in miles per gallon and the price per gallon, and displays the cost of the trip. So here is a sample run. Okay, we're given a sample run. Now let's get on to our IDE and start coding. You guys know how to create a project, otherwise you wouldn't be here. I don't know if that assumption is correct, but I guess it is. So it's 2.23. Oh, just so you know, you guys, I am planning on, today is actually the 28th of January 2020. I am planning on finishing chapter 3 and 4. I've got to at least finish those 4 before the end of February. But I'm not quite sure whether I'll be able to do so, but I will try by all means. In case you're following this tutorial, in case you're following my channel, you've got to know by the end of February I would have covered everything on chapter 3, which is selection, which is a chapter entitled Selections, and chapter 4 is a chapter named Mathematical Functions, Characters and Strings. Oh, strings, that's fun stuff. I cannot wait. Okay, again, I will only be having one solution now that our students have improved improved. And I do hope that yourself too have improved. So I don't think you will ever have a code with variables such as x or y or some abbreviated variable. I don't think you'll ever have such a situation. I'm falling asleep now. It's actually 1:36 midnight, so but at least this is the last one I'm recording. Okay, so it's exercise 2_23. I will go B, even though we know that we won't be having student C's solution and also student A's solution won't be here. Yeah. Okay, let's try to be as quick as possible so that we can get started with selections. Create a scanner. No more SC, just go scanner, the full name. You're no longer having stupid student now. And I hope you're not one of them. Because if you are, that's bad. I mean, that's really bad. If you're still stuck on this idea of having indescriptive names, I don't know what you need. Because we've been repeating that many times. Okay, so close the scanner. Okay, what we then do is to simply prompt the user to enter distance. Okay, let's just go enter the driving distance. Let me maximize my working space. Okay. Okay, obviously we don't have to comment that we're storing this variable. We can simply call scanner.next, double, done. And then we simply prompt the user to enter the miles, per gallon. System.out.print system.out.print enter miles per gallon. Okay, we simply go miles per gallon to scanner dot okay, lastly, if I'm not mistaken, we've got to prompt the user to enter the price per gallon. On such problems like these, you guys are always strongly recommend people to sit down with a pen and a paper before attempting to write any code, right? That way you won't be spending too much of your time only to find that at the end of the day you're not getting a solution. So you might as well start by understanding a problem first and nail it down before coding anything. Okay, now we've got to go enter the price per gallon. Again, go price per gallon. Okay, what now? Okay, what we first need to find the amount of gallon needed for a given distance. Perhaps this should be a multi-line comment. Okay, so we first need to find the amount of gallon needed for a given distance. So we simply get that by going amount of gallon simply given by distance. Again, you cannot figure this out just by staring at me writing the code. You're gonna have to have a pen and a paper in case you don't understand the mathematics behind this. Once you get yourself a pen and a paper, you then try to write out the solution, and then afterwards it will all make sense. So now it is time to display to a console. Stem.out.print. Actually be using F. This is actually a solution from a student who has been looking at all these students and noticing common mistakes they usually make. The cost of driving is dollar percentage. Let's just go to 0.2F. Then we simply put amount of gallon, multiply that by the price per gallon. I think this should be it, you folks. But in case you think I messed up somewhere, somehow, you gotta feel free to let me know. And I also wanna hear what is it you did, like what variables you had, like how did you name them. Yeah, that's it, you guys. Yeah, that is it. I wanna hear, how did you go about solving this on your own? Let's try to hit the run button. We gotta put the exact numbers they decided to put here. Okay, then after this is 25.5, 25.5, and then what's the price per gallon? 3.55, 3.55, 1 to 536. Boom, we got that right. It seems like we good, you folks. So now that I'm wrapping up this chapter on elementary programming, now that we came to the very last exercise on elementary programming, I want to point out things we've learned. Number one, we've learned the necessity of commenting your code. Number two, we also learned the importance of having descriptive variables. Both of these two things, they are not you are at liberty to forget about them, right? But they will help your code. In fact, they have to do with readability. Your code has to be readable, right? So comments are important, and variables has got to be descriptive. And then lastly, you gotta have, not lastly, but another thing, the third thing, you've gotta make sure that your output is readable, because of course, see, for instance, here we could have something like 1.25.36600. Make sure you round off if you have to, whenever necessary. And then another thing, which is the last thing, is we've learned that it is important to make sure that you avoid using variables unnecessarily. You don't want to overuse variables. You see, for instance, we could have stored the computation of amount of gallon and price per gallon. You could have stored that on some variable, right? And call it maybe results, and then we put results here, and we put results on our printf statement. However, that would be inconvenient, because there's absolutely no reason to do that, simply because that variable will only be used once. So that should be it for this tutorial, you guys. But I just want you to know, if you haven't yet subscribed, please do so. You gotta hit that subscribe button, because there's a lot I cannot do on YouTube, just because I'm not yet qualified to do those things. For instance, I cannot put a link to the textbook we using on these tutorials. Speaking of a link, let me put it. You see, this is what I have to do so that you guys will be able to see my solution. No, not my solution. So that you guys can see the exercise and be able to download the PDF that I'm using. It's actually here. Just so you know, this is not my website. It's just a random website I found online. Of course, you can choose to pick. Of course, you can choose to pick a different website. Why can I say that? Right? As long as you're gonna get your own copy. Otherwise, guys, I don't wanna lie to you. If you think you'll only be watching me and not attempting these exercises, you'll be wasting your time, your energy, and mine too. Just kidding. Anyways, you guys, please let me know what you think of this solution. What is it you learn on this chapter alone? Forget forget about chapter 1. On this chapter alone, like, what is it you learned, or what is it you improved? Please let me know. That should be it, you guys. See you on the next tutorial. That's when we'll be starting on selections. Cheers, you guys. I'm gone.